Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and this is your substitute host, TehJew, here with you, and this program is brought to you by, I think it's called muchgames.ca, and what was it called again? Oh, thank you. The Foreign Exchangers. But as much as I am happy to be back in the commentary booth, I am not very happy to be here under these particular circumstances because my son was brutally beaten at the hands of his rival, Danny Derpenzano, and I knew that my son could beat him, but I also knew that Derpenzano was capable of not only beating my son, but also hurting him so badly that he ended up on a stretcher. So I don't know what happened to him. I hope he's alright. And, you know, this is just the concern of a father for his son. And for those of you wondering, I'm TehJew. My son is TehJew 22. But all that aside, my son sent me a text message. It was the only thing he could do. It's his only way of communication with me, and sadly, I do have text messaging myself, so it did come in handy when it did. But he told me to continue the show. You know, the show must go on, as my son would say. So I will do my best to, you know, follow in my son's footsteps, as he has done, you know, following mine. Alright. This next match is CM Punk and Brock Lesnar, and these two have had a long-standing rivalry, but they have not, it's been quite a while since they have actually been in the ring together, but there is no doubt that you have the best against the beast. And of course, my son has dealt with Punk quite a bit in the past couple of months or so, but there is no doubt that CM Punk is one of the best athletes in the world. So, but I also know how dangerous Brock Lesnar is. In fact, I'm kind of glad that I got out of the ring before he came in, because he probably would have destroyed me. But we'll find out who is going to win this matchup right now. Well, anyways, let's begin with CM Punk, and I'm just going to say for the record, you know, Punk has, you know, as far as the world where WWE is concerned, I mean, what happened between him and the WWE, I don't know what happened. I mean, I don't know what possessed Punk to just walk out on them. I guess Punk was really unhappy with what was happening backstage, and you know, unless I'm Punk, and I'm not, only he knows why he left, because I don't know why. But I'm just happy he's, you know, here in this particular company, but I don't know what has happened to him ever since he left the WWE, but I don't know what happened to him, though. That's the thing. Oh, but you know what, folks? Then you have this man, Brock Lesnar. The man is a monster. In fact, my son is, at his age, capable of taking on Brock Lesnar, but, you know, but the thing about Brock Lesnar is the man is a monster. Not just the physical aspect, but he thinks like a monster. You know, because, I mean, let's face it, he's a monster. I mean, he will do anything to hurt you. And that's a fact, man. But, you know, it's like my son would always say, the time for talk is over, and the time for fighting is now. We'll find out which one will put up or shut up right now. and apparently the crowd is going for CM Punk. I mean, no dispute there, because, you know, CM Punk he's one of the most popular wrestlers, aside from Daniel Bryan, of course, you know, lately. But aside from that, he's one of the most popular wrestlers, and the fact that he walked out on the WWE, that tells you something. That tells you that, you know, WWE either doesn't have its shit together, or it doesn't, you know, it doesn't give the fans what they want. I mean, they want to see Daniel Bryan. Well, at one time they wanted to see CM Punk against Daniel Bryan for the title, or CM Punk go up against whoever the champion is, or Daniel Bryan against whoever the champion is at WrestleMania. But, you know, sometimes Vince, and, you know, I've dealt with Vince myself, and there is no question that he and I do not get along. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, he and I, we do not get along. But, I mean, really, what more is there to say about him, really? But, enough about that. I guess I can just get on with the matchup. So, right now, Brock Lesnar is going to set up CM Punk for, what is this? What is it? Oh, no. Wow! A double underhook suplex from off the top rope. One, no. Kick out by CM Punk. But, you know, when I saw my son in the condition that he was in, I couldn't help but cry. But then again, I could not help but remember my wife, Mrs. TehJew. You know, my wife has been there with me almost since day one. I remember I was only 16 years old at the time when I first started wrestling, and I was a junior at the time, and I held the junior heavyweight championship a record 5 times, and the last time I held it, I turned 21, and when I turned 21, I had to give it up. But the night I gave it up was also the night I won my first championship. I'll never forget it. But right now, CM Punk is in a torture rack at the hands of Brock Lesnar. But is he going to be able to get out of this? No, he does not. Unfortunately, CM Punk's losing streak continues. And Brock Lesnar is more than happy to give it to him. Well, not like that, but you know what I mean. You know, that's the thing about this younger generation. Even the generation before it. And, well, of course, CM Punk is a sore sport. I should have expected that, But even so, I mean, this generation, as far as, you know, this generation as well as the previous generation when I was, when I had retired as a wrestler, I mean, those generations are very, very perverted. But even so, I always have to make amends for that, but whatever. Stay tuned for the next match. It's going to be the main event tonight. Stay tuned.